Hey y'all! Well, I am going to finish up my face. So I guess I may call this part whatever. The other one where I did just my eyes using the Vegas Lights palette. And it kept cutting off, so there's no telling how many pieces I'll have. But this was the palette I used on my eyes. And it's a very kind of orangey, warm tone. You could get away with just using this and this. You know, like a highlight and then a brown in the crease, or maybe use the Raoul color in there, which is like a rosy, warm rosy. But for the most part, this is a look for, I don't know, it definitely has a tigress look. So I've got on my tigress shirt, because I'm a tigress. One of the first things I will do is have a sip of my coffee and ask you how you were doing. And are you enjoying this scent of this? Got it turned around. The Cider Lane candle. It's a Slatkin that you get at Bath and Body Works. I love this so stinking much. It is my favorite scent, I think. It's one of my top 3, that's for sure. I do like Pumpkin Pie by the Colonial Company. I haven't seen those in a while. And what I said in my last video, I am really loving this coffee. It's Thule's Hawaiian Blend. It's a medium roast. And you can get it at your local Kroger's. Or I can. Anyway, I am going to use this palette to finish up something. I'm again trying to use my Morphe brushes from my Jaclyn Hill collection. And once again, with the way they lay down like this, it's very hard to find what I'm looking for, because all the big ones are on top. All the big brushes just kind of get in the way, to be honest. But anyway, I'm going to use this Bada Bing color, even though it's got a little bit of a hue of goldenness or something. There's a glitter to this, which I would never typically use for a brow color, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to just kind of drag it, stamp and drag it. This is a M432. And it is, as you can see, a flat. You use this to stamp on liner or dark colors like in your lashes. And I don't have anything to use for the brow, so I'm just going to use this. And because it's so skinny, it gets the tail pretty good. And then I come back up in here and fill it in. A backfill, as y'all know. And then come forward. I don't know if you're noticing, I'm turning this as I come forward to turn these up and down right here. And some people like to really stamp that line right there. I don't. I just like making little vertical lines and then coming back through here. The dogs like to talk to y'all. Some people video over that. Maybe they don't think it's professional. I think it's very real because I have little dogs. I love them, and that includes their barks. So again, I'm going straight through, coming down. I may have to touch this up a bit as I put on my base. And then I'm kind of backfilling back in here. By the way, the Tatcha brightening mask that I use with Beauty Berries, y'all, I just don't see the hype. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't think it was worth the money. I think there's probably great moisture masks, brightening masks, I guess, if you will. I don't feel like my face is particularly bright. If anything, I feel like it's a little irritated. But one thing I will say is I do feel like it kind of, like any clay mask will, brought out things like blackheads and things that really made them come forth, if you will. But I think a lot of masks do that. And this one, the Tatcha brightening one, is very expensive. Glad I tried it, wouldn't promote it. Are those about even? I hope. I hope so. Okay. Now, we're done with eyes. That's it for mascara. So now I need to put on some makeups. And I have chosen to start back with my Perfection Lumiere Velvet in color number 22 Beige Rose. And I love it. I have been using, I went back to an Old Faithful. I mean, Old Faithful. I have not used it in I don't know how long. This Vitalumere Aqua. Aqua? And in comparison to this is more matte. This is more brightening. And gives more of a, it's this ultra light skin perfecting, and I must say it really does have that effect. I like it. But today I was just in the mood to use my old Chanel. You know what I'm saying? So I just realized I had one that was already open, because this is my favorite. So give it a good shake. Mix it up good because it's been sitting there. And what do you suppose she uses for putting on her foundation? I don't see, out of all these brushes, look. This is all the brushes that came in the kit. And then you fold it up like that, and it sits straight up. Which the whole point of it is that you can lay it down like this and just reach for your brushes. Which, oops, I have some Essence of Beauties in here I put because they're lay down brushes. Anything that's dual-ended I put in here because it's a lay down brush. But then what did I do? Sit it straight up. And I bent some of the tips on some of them. So, I don't see what she uses in here for her foundation. For buffing foundation. So I guess it'd be this. And that's what I'll use. Because the other big ones are, that's clearly a bronzing brush. That's an E41. This looks more like a powder brush, and this is an R2. And this looks more like, I guess, a buffing blender. Because this looks more like a blush brush. That's an R10. Yeah. And anything that's squared off, this looks more like a precise cut in. This looks like a highlighter, you know. I don't like brushes that don't say what they are. There again, highlighter. And then this one, I would say for light dusting powder. Definitely not for putting on base. So I'm going to put base on the brush. Oh, it's got little hairs coming out. And here we go. Put some on there. I did a little too much. That's a little too much. I usually do just like a 9 or 6, whatever. Oh. And yeah, I think I overdid it. But that's okay. We'll just blend away, blend away, blend away. And frankly, right now, my face could probably use a little extra. Oh, I didn't put on any moisturizer. Oh well, it's too late now. I would think after you do something is what seemed to be kind of rough on my skin, not good at all, that you would need a moisturizer afterwards, so I really just screwed up. Gonna kind of be careful with being around my brows since I've already done that. There we go. And I don't ever like a real precise look up here anyway. I just want a touch of color. I don't want a lot of heavy product up there. But enough. Get my hairs. I'm gonna crux to your nose real good. Under your nose, on your nose. Yeah, see, I don't even feel like my makeup's laying down very good, and I don't think it's because I didn't put on moisturizer. I love the smell of it. I love the smell of Chanel stuff. Everything. The brightener, everything. Now this is a medium coverage. It's not heavy at all. Remember, drop your jaw. Blend that line so you don't have that horrible looking line go all the way down by your earlobe and go down your neck. Let the earrings swing out and go behind. Come forward all the way down. And then I do just kind of stamp it in. And especially with this makeup, this matte makeup. Because when you stamp this in, I don't know what it is, but it almost like it turns to powder. There. There. Yeah, much better. Okay, so we got that on. I am going to actually use a little light dusting powder. Where's my Charlotte Tilbury? This is the Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder. Beautiful packaging in number 1 Fair. I don't know if you can see that. And even her labels are in crimson. And it's just a light dusting powder, so I'm going to swirl it around, tap it off, and just kind of, mainly the T-zone. That's what you really want to do. A lot of times I tap back into the product when it's expensive like this. So what does this do? Well, it sets your makeup, obviously, and it also, hopefully, because it's so finely milled, fills in your pores so that you have this just very airbrush look. And remember, I like to go back up here. Even though I do not shave my face, I know some ladies shave their face to get rid of this facial hair, or they use depilatories. Depilatories. That's a word to be careful with. And I'm going to get right here. And it's just going to kind of round out right around my nose and that area. So there's that. The one thing I did not do, again, where is it? Why do I always leave it out? I think it's because I put it over here so I wouldn't leave it out anymore. I did. My Rimmel Match Perfection, and it's getting squeezed out, so I need to run to the drugstore today and get me some more because I love this product. It's nice and thin. Why does it matter that it's thin, Beth? Because you don't want thick concealer because it just sits in the pores. I mean, it sits in the wrinkles and sets them, for one thing. So you do want, again, I'm doing too much of everything today. What is my problem? I think it's because I'm smelling fall and I'm happy. I hate the summer. Y'all know that. I hate it, hate it, hate it. See, when you live in the heat, you hate it. Or I do. I know that when you live up north, it's like, Beth, we're so happy to have the sun. We're so not with you on this. I get it. I get it, just like you should get that I don't. Remember, when you're older, you do want to highlight right here. This, because this drops down, and then go around the nose like a little C. Just make sure you get that good and blend down and out.